All right, so I just got done watching the Odyssey. I literally just left the theater like about 20 minutes ago. It was really good. I thought that the visuals were stunning, everything from like the quieter moments with, no dialogue, just kind of showing you something, and like the big bombastic moments, like everything had amazing visual work. Like, you can tell it's a Christopher Nolan movie because he's the only person these days who will put in the effort to shoot almost everything on location. It's impressive. It's super impressive. 3 hour long runtime. I think that it does not feel that. Maybe like a tiny little bit here and there, but like mostly it flies by. Like I did not think I would be able to sit through the whole 3 hours without getting antsy, and I was able to do the whole thing. It was start to finish a super enjoyable experience. Only two gripes I will say that I have with this film are the sound mixing, which this is an issue with I think all of Christopher Nolan's movies, at least the ones that I've seen. He likes to boost up the sound during the action parts, but it almost feels like it's too loud. Like there's multiple points in this movie where you'll be with Matt Damon or somebody else and it's chill and they're giving kind of like almost like mumblecore dialogue, which is fine. Like I would love to watch this movie again with subtitles. What I'm getting at is that you'd go from a scene like that where you're kind of like having to actively listen and like see what the people are saying because they're mumbling, to then the next scene it will be ear piercing, and I'm not exaggerating, it'll be ear piercing audio with like loud noises and screams and explosions and people, going crazy, and it's jarring. And I don't can understand, like, from his perspective, like you want the kind of quieter moments of spoiler alerts, by the way, spoiler alert for the movie after this point. The quieter moments of, current day Matt Damon, Odysseus, and like him in the past, like him as like a more of a warlord. I mean, it all kind of boils down to him just being John Wick in the end. Like, I did not, the whole like final act to me is where it kind of lost me a lot of it. All the acting was fine. Some people said that Tom Holland was pretty bad, and I mean, he was definitely the weakest part. I think that he needed to do like a different accent or something because he just sounded like his Peter Parker. Like it sounded like Peter Parker was walking around in, you know, BC times, which is just it took me out of it a little bit. He was like the cleanest looking person in the whole movie too. It looked like, and I get that he's like a prince, but he looked like he just walked off the set of the new Spider-Man movie and onto this. So it was a little jarring. Everybody else I think was fine. Like, I was amazed on how many big name actors were in this. I didn't even know Mia Goth was in it, and she was, good for her small role. And I thought who else was really good here? Oh yeah, Benny Safdie. He was barely in it, but he was, played an important part. People are talking shit about Elliot Page. I had no problem with him whatsoever. I think that, for the role that they put him in, I think that worked really well. I think that, people are saying like, well, you wouldn't see this type of character or this type of person in, this time period, and it's like, who gives a fuck? It's a mythological story. It's got gods and cyclopses and merm people and giants and all sorts of, crazy shit. It even says in the beginning that there's magic, which, you know, we don't, as far as I'm aware, don't have fucking magic in our world. So unless you guys want to, prove me wrong there, I'd love to be proved wrong there. But yeah. So I mean, I think the most part it was a great movie. Um, the ending to me, like I said, it kind of fell apart. I did not really find it believable how Odysseus like came back to wherever the fuck he's from, and nobody. I mean, like I get Tom Holland. Tom Holland's his son who hasn't seen him since he was a kid. I understand that he wouldn't recognize his voice, but Anne Hathaway, his wife, should have recognized his voice when he was sitting there as a beggar, like talking to her. And I feel like other people should have realized. Even my God, what's his name? Even John Lu this guy right here. This guy right here. I can't say his last name, but you know, I feel like he, even though he's blind, should have been able to tell, or at least partially blind, should have been able to tell from his voice he was friends with him. At least it seemed like that way. I don't know. Ending could have been a little more low key. I think that having this crazy, like, 360 cameras flipping all over the place and people just hitting the ground and John Wick style, like Matt Damon running around like you can't take any damage. And I get, yes, I understand the final part. It did feel a little manipulative. Did feel a little Oscar baity, having just sad, sappy music playing over what could have been, or maybe it even was been. Who knows? I don't know. I've never actually read the Odyssey, so maybe it's a little more clear cut in that. As somebody who has no familiarity with the story, I thought it worked great. Like I got, all the plot points. I got all the characters. I think the structure of the movie was fine. I didn't have a problem with like it kind of flipping back and forth between characters. Maybe a little repetitive in the middle with like Matt Damon and his guys showing up to a place and then trying to get food and then leaving after they get fucked up. After like I think they did that 3 or 4 times, and after like the third time, I was like, yeah, I probably could have done without this, but like, I mean, all interesting stuff, all the places they go, all the creatures and mythological things they run into are all really cool looking. I loved the whole the Cyclops part. Like the Cyclops was like probably the number one biggest worry for me going into it, because I saw like the pictures of like this paper mache looking thing that they had in the cave. And I thought that I thought almost they would probably just keep it like that, but they did put CGI over it, and it looked good. Like, it doesn't stand out. None of the CGI stands out in this movie. It's all pretty seamlessly blended into it. I think that you know for 3 hour runtime, you get your money's worth. A lot of shit happens. A lot of cool scenes. A lot of memorable moments. I just wish that the audio mixing was better, and I wish that the ending didn't kind of boil down to everybody just conveniently doesn't remember Matt Damon, and so he's able to like sneak around in his hometown without getting recognized, even just by voice. And the John Wick style end with with all the people in this uh like dining hall, and everybody's just fucking going after him, and he's just taking all these people on. And then there's a guy above him who's dropping weapons in, and fucking Robert Pattinson's like announcing every time a new weapon drops for these guys to go pick it up, and it gets a little ridiculous. It almost feels like video gamey, which took me out of it a little bit. But I mean, everything from the acting to the visuals, absolutely incredible. Could use a little extra work on the sound design, and maybe Tom Holland could have used a little different accent, and maybe rub a little dirt in his face or something. Get him a little more less clean cut. He literally looked like he was from his Spider-Man movie that I'm gonna go see in a week or two. So if you want to see what I have to say about Spider-Man, stay tuned. Maybe hit that subscribe button. This is my first video I'm uploading to this channel after all, so if you want to be on the ground floor of a new movie reviewer, you know we can work on that. And I'm gonna also do something in between where every time I need a new movie to watch that I'm waiting for something to come out in between theaters, I will do this. I realized I forgot to give the movie a rating, so I'm gonna do that here. I'm gonna put this in probably before the end. So, in conclusion, it was a really good movie. I can't complain that I saw it in theaters. Like, feel like I got my money's worth. Um, I would recommend this to most people. I think most people are gonna get something out of this. It's definitely probably one of the most enjoyable movies you're going to be able to see this year. So all that being said, I'm going to be rating this one probably. Let's see here. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 or a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it had some work that it can improve on. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but I don't think it's bad at all. Like it's genuinely very impressive. So 8 out of 10 for now. Could go up, could go down. It all depends. Sometimes movie theaters, get you a little extra hyped up. So it could be closer to a 7, but it's going to be an 8 for now. So we'll leave it there. And maybe if I ever watch it again, I'll give you guys an update. But that's going to be it for now. Um, all right, onto the wheel. All right, so this is my wheel of movies that I have on here that I've not seen. This is my watch list. Um, so I'll just do a quick scroll through here and you can pause and read over them if you want. But I'm going to give this wheel a spin, and my next review that isn't something in theaters will be whatever I spin. Feel free to leave a comment about something I should add to the list if you think that there's something I should take off this list if it's not even like worth a watch. But yeah, I mean, here we go. Let's see what the wheel has for us on the first review. All right, Sound of Metal. All right, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Sound of Metal, make sure you watch it by the next time I upload. I'll probably try to upload once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, but um, you know, whenever I go to a theater, I'll try to do a review right after. But anything I can do to improve my videos, also leave a comments. I would love any comments, good or bad. Just let me know what you think about the movie. Let me know what you think about the style of channel, what you think about, doing this wheel at the end. Any ideas on how we can incorporate community to get more people on the wheel here. So, uh, you know, let me know what you guys think down below. And this is going to be it for me for now. Go see the Odyssey. It was worth it.